Hi there, welcome back to Vondel Pete. I'm just back in Australia after a bit of a crazy Japan trip. Just doing a little bit of cat sitting for my cousin. When I say cat sitting, I don't mean literally sitting on a cat. I'm just making sure he's okay. Cleaning his litter now and again, giving him some food when he's hungry. It's what us INFPs do. We look after animals. We are the dreamer. We are the mediator. Have you seen the 16 Personalities website? They've got like the picture of the INFP with a flower in the hand, prancing in the mountains, disconnected from the world. Unlike you other personality types who just care about money and material things, we INFPs, we are interested in kindness, beauty, and being fairies. Anyway, yeah, I'm back from Japan. I missed 2 flights getting back, but I did get the 3rd flight back. So I'm an expert in missing flights. I'm very good at knowing how to get the Narita Express train from Ueno to the airport, and I'm very good at knowing how to get there just in time to miss the flight. So the 3rd time I really couldn't believe I got back to Australia in the end. Like I actually, even once I got through security, even once I was boarding the plane, I still thought I'm going to screw this up somehow. Even when I was in the air going from Japan to Australia, I really thought I'm going to somehow not get back, knowing me. But I got back. It was a good little trip. I developed a bit of a coffee addiction in Japan, actually. I think because it was so hot. So a lot of the times cafes were the best place for air conditioning and to sit down and read and relax. So I was drinking a lot of coffees, and when I wasn't doing that, I was going to those little vending machines and getting cans of Japanese coffee. So I'm a little bit all over the place. I probably require for my brain to operate about 6 coffees a day, but I'm only going to have 4 today and see how we go. I'm going to slowly ease my way back into trying to have a healthy amount of coffee. I mean, when you're an INFP and you're already struggling with extroverted intuition or ADHD, whatever you want to call it. My mum was an ENTP. She used to drink about 12 coffees a day at one point, which is maybe an ENTP thing to do as well. But at the end of the day, if your coffee habit, if you're abusing coffee, if it's basically Ritalin, it's not good. It's really not good. I know there's probably scientific studies that say that 20 coffees a day is good for your heart and good for your health because it's got antioxidants in it. But I just think that maybe when you're drinking as much coffee as me, it could have some bad effects. I can't help but think that, if you're an INFP and you're already, INFPs in one of the MBTI manuals says that INFPs struggle with anxiety the most when they did some research. You can imagine, that might not be true, but you can sort of imagine why INFPs would have a lot of anxiety overall. So maybe if you're already sort of got anxiety built into you, maybe you don't need to take as much coffee as I do. Maybe my life could be a little bit nicer if I wasn't, constantly feeding caffeine into my system just to operate. I think the idea for me of coffee is coffee increases the extroverted thinking side, and maybe to the detriment of the glorious FINE. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever properly cut out coffee, but I think I could do with cutting it down a little bit. I could probably have a more holistic approach to life rather than just trying to get fixated on little tasks all the time. I just don't think it's the right way to be. And that's why I'm struggling even to make videos like this. I've gone off the deep end. I've gone over the deep end, off the deep end. Obviously, at the best of times, my videos are very rambling and a little bit incoherent, but they're a bit worse at the moment. So I've got to maybe do something about that. So that's basically all I wanted to say in this video. I'm back. I'm struggling with, I don't know how many coffees I was having every day in Japan, but yeah, for some reason 3 a day is not enough at the moment. And when I say 3, I have strong coffees anyway. I do remember in Japan I used to get a kick out of, because it's very easy to order a latte in Japanese because it's latte. So you would go up to the person at the cafe and say, latte hot, like hot, M size, medium size, onegai shimasu, please. And but there was one coffee that was called a triple espresso latte, and I thought that would be a very interesting thing to try and pronounce in Japanese, because it was the English word turned into Japanese. So it was triple latte, triple espresso latte, espresso. So anyway, I remember saying that a lot. So I was probably having a lot of triple espressos in between the cans. Anyway, we'll be okay. Let this video be a warning to you about what can happen if you go off the deep end with coffee as an INFP. You know, as a 19-year-old, I started on coffee to get myself to philosophy classes, get essays done. I used to think if I had 10 coffees, I'd be able to get my 30-minute script done for script writing class. And at the end of the day, I would drink the 10 coffees and then just hallucinate and lie in bed crying. And then I'd have to spend the next day writing the script last minute, a few hours before it's due. Still needed more coffees for that, but it didn't have good results at all. And then, of course, in Sri Lanka, I gave up coffee. I was there with my ESTJ brother. I gave up coffee by going into the ocean every day and letting the waves smash me in the face. I gave up coffee in Sri Lanka because it was just hard at the time to find cafes, so I had to address this addiction. And after a week of misery in a beautiful country like Sri Lanka, I did get off coffee, and in the mornings I didn't have that horrible misery, because, you know, usually when you sleep 8 hours, there's that issue where you've had to go 8 hours without coffee because you were sleeping, unfortunately. So you wake up angry because you haven't had your hit. But then if you get rid of the coffee addiction, you can actually wake up feeling a bit nicer about things. So there's always that. And then I gave up coffee last year as well, actually. It took me 4 months. I used to just listen to Sam Vaknin, the narcissism expert, because he's a very depressing, sort of angry figure. It kind of suited my caffeine withdrawal, so I would go down to 2 coffees a day, for instance, and when I needed my third, I would get a big headache and feel in a really bad mood, but I would put on Sam Vaknin, the psychopath, on YouTube and listen to him for 2 hours, and somehow that was the equivalent of getting smashed in the face by waves in Sri Lanka. It had the same effect. It helped me quit coffee. And after a few months of depression, I felt fine for a week, and then I just picked up the coffee habit again, and now I've got to readjust back, and I will. So I guess this video is more of it's like one of those drink driving commercials. It's just like, if you don't watch your coffee consumption, you're going to make videos like this where you can't really put together coherent sentences. So this whole video is like, don't be like me, don't make the same mistakes I've made, or you will be like the person you see before you right now, talking in a sort of convoluted mess of thoughts, can't put together a sentence. Probably not the most enjoyable video for you to watch, but I thought I'd make it anyway. I'll be back in my own apartment with the lava lamp blaring very soon, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your struggles with ADHD or coffee addiction or Ritalin addiction, I don't know. Let me know any thoughts you've got at all, and I'll see you next time. Say bye, Kev. He didn't say bye. But this is Kevin. Hey, Kevin, say hello. Hang on. I'll annoy him. Hey, Kevin. Kevin, say hello. Say hello to the camera. You're on Vondel Pete. Hang on, I'll just... Okay, so in today's video, we're gonna... In today's video, I'm gonna talk about... Oh, okay, he's not interested.